Welcome back. In this session, we are going to talk about the developmental approach to education. The developmental approach dates to the late 19th century and the work of John Dewey. Dewey separated himself from both the Romantics and the transmissionists. He sought to promote development of the child primarily through the child's interaction with society and the environment. The essence of development, the Romantic educator conceives of knowledge as consisting of meaningful experiences which help peel away the layers of the self-unit. The person's inner core shines through. An apt analogy is the peeling away of the skin of an onion. The transmissionist views knowledge as boxes of factual information which can be stored in the warehouse of the mind. If these boxes are arranged in a neat and orderly manner, the knowledge deposited in then becomes even more valuable. Consequently, the transmissionists evaluate educational programs primarily on the basis of their efficiency in disseminating highly organized knowledge as a tool which helps the person make sense out of the world. Developmentalists seek to promote an instrumental use of knowledge. That is, they want the student to be able to do something with the knowledge that has been learned. The Romantic asks if the child has had a meaningful experience reading the Bible. The transmissionist wonders if the child rightly understands the passage. But the developmentalist inquires whether the child can use his or her knowledge of the passage. The guiding metaphor for Dewey is the child as scientist. The child is neither a flower which simply needs to unfold, nor raw material which needs to be molded, but rather is a scientist who is seeking to make sense out of the world. Dewey contended that all persons are scientists, in that they spend their lives in forming hypotheses to solve problems. They come up with more adequate ways of solving problems, not simply through learning more hard facts, but through developing better ways of processing their observations. According to Dewey, humans are always working to understand their complex world more fully. In seeking to answer the questions of life, we develop explanations that help bring order to a highly confusing situation. A religious educator who takes a developmental approach is as concerned with how students think about their faith as with what they think. The developmentalist is concerned that they gradually acquire a more sophisticated and accurate way of handling the complexities of their faith. Such an educator holds that if in considering, for example, divine sovereignty and human responsibility, individuals simply shut their eyes to one truth or the other, they have not developed the mental operations essential to a mature faith. The developmentalist emphasizes the ability to balance and integrate the complex and ambiguous data of the Bible, personal experience, and observation of the natural world. Christian education should work to facilitate the development of a lifestyle of reflective Christian thought and action. Individuals so equipped will walk confidently in a complex and changing world because their values are not just hand-me-downs from the teacher, but are values they personally own. Their values have developed from reflection of their tradition, their experience with God, their current practices, and the values and practices of other believers. This concludes our study on the developmental approach to education. Thanks for watching. See you next time.